Thank you. Thank you. The gentlewoman from Ohio, Ms. Beatty, is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member. Secretary Yellen, thank you so much for being here today, testifying. And also, I want to take this moment to thank you for clearly outlining for us risk factors, but then identifying the 5 areas that you're working on with the risk factors, and for being very transparent about that. And also for the work that you do to keep our financial system safe and secure. I'd like to start with climate-related financial risk. The FSOC report identifies climate change as an emerging and rising threat to the United States' financial stability. I too am concerned about this threat, especially considering the fact that low-income and minority households are more likely to face greater climate risk. Can you explain why these communities are at greater risk and how failing to address climate risk can exacerbate certain disparities that are already at risk, such as like housing values and the cost associated with home ownership in some communities?
Well, I believe there's a large body of research that shows that low-income communities are more exposed to some of the physical impacts of climate change, and that they may be less able to afford protections, whether it's for their home or insurance that's necessary to guard against it. And so it is a severe risk to low-income communities.
Thank you. Let me turn now to FSOC's guidance on the designation of non-banks as systemically important. First of all, let me thank you for your leadership in issuing this guidance. As we see increasingly large roles that non-banks are playing in the financial system, it is clear that any strategy to protect financial stability must also cover non-banks. Nevertheless, there has been some concerns about due process for non-banks that are designated as systemically important. FSOC's guidance emphasizes that non-bank designation process will entail engagement with both the company and its current financial regulator, if it has one. Can you describe what other due process protections exist for the company? For example, the ability to request a hearing, meetings with FSOC staff, or the need for a 2/3 vote for designation, and how annual FSOC's reevaluation.
Well, I think you just listed the protections. The company would be provided with a great deal of information from FSOC. If it completed stage 1 and entered stage 2, it would have opportunity to provide any information that it thought was eligible, the right to a hearing, and as you said, designation requires a 2/3 vote, including the vote of the chairperson.
And lastly, when I was the chair of DE&I and you would come before the committee, I think it's important again for me to thank you. You always had some of the highest numbers, or you admitted what you were doing and working on it. I think I should be concerned now in light of all that's happening across this country, including in financial institutions. I'm concerned about the effect that DEI rollbacks at financial institutions will have on our financial stability and on access to financial services in low-income or marginalized communities. And so I don't know if you have any comments, or are you concerned when we are still struggling in America to make it look like America?
Certainly, let me say, the Biden administration, at Treasury, and other agencies I'm aware of, we have a robust and committed agenda to promote diversity in all of the work we do, not only in terms of our hiring, but in terms of all of the programs. For example, at Treasury, we have undertaken research that you're probably well aware of that shows that low-income individuals, African Americans, are disadvantaged by the way the Earned Income Tax Credit has been. So we are trying
The gentlelady's time has
to root
expired.
out.
Thank you,
The
Mr.
gentlelady's time has
Thank
expired.
you, Secretary Yellen.
The gentlewoman